Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Question from viewer today, Sally Kebler. We're going to compare Clash 100 version 3, Pure Drive 100 2025 head gravity MP. Whoa.
Interesting.
Okay. Got my buddy Perry with me. We're going to take it from two different perspectives from the retail side. Stay tuned. All right, so coffee sponsor of the day is Sally Kebler. Thank you for the coffees and the water today.
Thank you, Sally.
My apologies. When you sent me that question through Buy Me a Coffee, I didn't see your question, and then you sent the actual question. So I'm actually going to do it on this segment on this particular episode. So Sally writes, okay, Clash 100 version 3, Pure Drive 100 2025, or 2025 head gravity MP. Ladies 4-0 dubs, 8-0 mix, and once in a while singles, but less often. Love my Arrow Rafa, but want a second racket. Something fun, but hits a hard winner. Maneuverable mostly, but also stable. These kind of all fit that. I would like your string suggestion on the rackets too. No arm issues. That's great. Thank you. Do you message to my email? I tried once before and couldn't find the answer. Sorry, Sally. Yeah, but I have your question now, and that's why we're going to do it together right now for you. Okay? So Perry's with me today. So let's discuss the rackets first.
Sure.
4-0 lady, okay?
Okay.
Doubles mix 8-0. We got Clash 100 version 3, Pure Drive 100. Gravity MP, and she's on a Arrow Rafa. Okay, we're gonna assume that the Arrow Rafa is the current version, which is the pink version that's 10-2 unstrung, that plays like a 10-6, okay? Because that's what we're gonna assume you have.
And not the Origin.
Not the Origin, which is the heavy, okay?
Right.
And you shouldn't be playing with that anyways.
Okay.
No Origin for you. Okay, so from a retail perspective and for selling rackets, I mean, combined, we probably have almost 50 years of experience selling rackets. What would your first reaction to Sally be?
Well, I would ask you, Sally, first, that Rafa racket, it's pretty fun. It's very colorful. It's bright. It's got pop to it. So my question would be, why would you want something different? And I would ask her, it sounds like she's playing USTA,
right,
obviously. So she's playing competitively. Conventional wisdom would tell you that if you're playing competitively, you at least want to have two of the same frame. In the event that, heaven forbid, you break a string in the middle of your match, the last thing you want to do is go into your bag and grab something different, because even if it's a racket that you're accustomed to, you still have to adjust to that racket's playing characteristics, and that could cost you the point, the game, the set, the match.
So we both kind of came to a consensus that you should probably get another Rafa, just in case, and then maybe your third racket can be a fun racket that you can maybe ease into or adjust to, just depending upon, if you love your Arrow and you're used to it. I mean, that racket's been out for like 2 years. So I'm guessing your muscle memory is kind of used to what that gives you. Going into a different racket, I mean, all three of those are great, would kind of make you alter the way you swing a little bit more. So there is a adjustment period upon getting into that racket and then, playing with it.
Yeah, every racket's kind of unique in how it feels, how it plays, how, certain shots perform a certain way, ball trajectory, all those things play into that. So, the other question is, is this something that your second racket, you want it as close to your arrow as possible? Or is this something that I want something different, similar but different in the sense that I want something that, like you said, I want a little more free power. I want to be able to blast the ball. That's a different scenario.
So let's address her free power, okay?
Sure.
Obviously, Pure Drive, okay?
The first thing that would come to mind, for sure.
So if free power is what you want, Pure Drive is the way to go on that one.
And you're only going up 10 grams from her Rafa to a Pure Drive 300 gram.
But they're supposed to play like similar, because that Rafa is supposed to play like a 300 gram racket.
Yeah, because of the balance. If I look on the specs, it's like, strung, it's only 1 point headlight.
Right.
So it's near even balance. And the second factor is the swing weight on that racket. It's a little over 320.
Right.
So not many rackets are made in that configuration in terms of being near even balanced and having that high of a swing weight for that relative weight.
Yeah, and I feel like Pure Drive, the way it feels in the hand, will probably be as close as you're gonna get with that extra power. So that's number one thought for me. Swing speed, because you mentioned that too, Sally, would be gravity has a fast head. So does Clash. You're going to bring power down, though, with those.
Yes, more so with the gravity, because the Gravity MP specifically, it's a thinner beam. It's more of an even flex. You get what you give it, sort of thing. It's not going to necessarily help you.
Right.
Unlike your Aero Rafa, where it has quite a bit of free power to it. So if you're in a defensive position, you can just stick the racket out and it can assist you in some ways. Whereas with the Gravity, it's not going to give you that. Great control, great flex and feel.
Right.
But again, it comes down to what is the goal.
Right.
So if it's power, that probably wouldn't be my first choice.
Right. So that would be the last in terms of power. And then we have Clash, which is going to be a little in between. The new version is stiffened up, and it still has that quick head, though. So if power is what you want, Pure Drive is it. If speed is what you want in the head, I would say Gravity is it. If somewhere in between is what you want, then Clash is it. Yeah. But it depends. If number one thing is power and fun power, Pure Drive. Easy.
Now, I'm kind of surprised you didn't mention that.
Well, we don't want to go down that rabbit hole. We want to stick to the subject. We could be here for an hour.
That's true.
Okay, so I'm saying Pure Drive. Okay. Now she also mentioned string. Now, my first reaction to whenever somebody's switching rackets, and then they ask me what string should I put in here, I always say just put what you're using, because that's what you're used to. Yeah.
One less variable.
Right.
Because if you're trying to determine between two rackets which you prefer and why, you would want the same string in there, so you know the characteristics of that racket. You know what the string plays like already, so you can kind of eliminate that as a potential variable, like why is this playing this way? Well, you know that it plays that way because of the frame, more so than the string. Exactly.
So our suggestion is go with whatever you're using at the same tension as your Rafa, and see how it goes. If you do choose the Pure Drive, like, you'll see the differences in the rackets more prevalently, like pretty much immediately, because you're like, same tension, same string. I know that it's not going to be the string, like what Perry's trying to tell you. Then you can make adjustments from there.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of what I like to put in a Pure Drive, I mean, I love my confidential 17 for those people who don't break strings at like 52 straight up.
Yeah.
The new Mach 10, if you want softer, same tension.
Great string, by the way.
Works great.
Yes.
Right? Mach 10 or, you know, any kind of
Torolino Toro.
Exactly. Any of that
Yeah.
stuff, even crossed with like a Velocity 16, 52 works great. You want more free power, go 48. If you're not a poly person, Velocity is great. NXT, I mean,
Babolat XL,
yeah.
Technofiber, Biphase.
Exactly.
All those are great.
Yeah. So I
Multis.
mean, we can go down that rabbit hole for another hour too. But for the first string job, just go with what you got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try to eliminate as many variables as possible. But would you suggest demoing the rackets?
I'm assuming she didn't say, but because she's chosen those three very specifically, either she doesn't want a demo or she has already demoed and is seeking advice.
Yeah.
That's what I'm assuming, right?
Or possibly used maybe a teammate of hers racket and say, hey, what is that? And
Right.
That's quite common. And
Right.
say,
So, but yeah, Pure Drive is what we suggest just from looking at the question itself.
Yeah.
And use your own string. Okay. Sally, thank you so much for
Thank
the
you.
coffee and the water today.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, hopefully we answered your question. If you need a follow-up, shoot me an email. And then let me know how it goes and what you choose. I'd actually be interested in what happens here.
Same here, actually. Yeah, I'd be very curious too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't only just like, send rackets out and send string jobs out. We actually want to get to know what happens. Like we want to know outcomes because there's certain people that buy rackets and get one string job and we never see them again, and we're wondering what happened.
Yeah.
Did they stick with the game? That's my number one thing. And there's other people that we see like every week now.
Yeah, I mean, I love that customer who would come in. They went through our demo program, they selected a racket, they enjoyed the service, and I often ask them, so what did you think of the demo program process? And then come back and see us. Would love to hear how you're doing with your racket.
Right.
Anything else you need, let us know.
Yeah, and that helps us with different perspectives because we have our own perspectives and the way we kind of our thought processes work. It's kind of like doctors. I see this is what I do. This is what I've learned to do. I mean, there's a book way and there's a experience way.
Yes. Yeah, the real world way.
So
it's always good to hear from other players, their feedback on what we're giving to them. Does it make sense to them, and is it applicable, and is it panning out? Did it work out for them? That would be great. And if it didn't, why didn't it?
Right, exactly. So I want to thank Perry for being with me today.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. If you have any questions, send it through. We are happy to answer them for you. If you want to be our coffee sponsor of the day, network is buymeacoffee.com/tennis spin. If you want to just support the channel, we greatly appreciate it. Super thanks is the way. Link is below. All right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.